Welcome back, everyone, here to Brax Talks. Today, we got a very fun video for you guys. We're going to be grading every move Brian Cashman made this offseason and how it's translated to the field, the team so far this year, and talk all about it. So, Christian, would you like to start off with one of the first moves Cashman made this offseason?
Sure thing. Um, and there was a lot of doubts with this, but Cashman DFA'd Rougned Odor, Tyler Wade, and Clint Frazier. I was definitely a little bit on edge. I wanted Wade. I thought he would be a great guy on the bench to have, but nonetheless, Cashman said these guys do not have value to us. This year, Odor is a below average hitter. Wade just got DFA'd by the Angels after finally getting a shot to be a starter. And Clint Frazier got DFA'd by the Cubs after completely dissing the Yankees. And now he has started a clothing brand. He has changed his name to Jackson Frazier. So good thing we don't have that on our team.
Yeah, it's just honestly a crazy situation. Odor, he was kind of a fill-in last year just because we didn't have a lefty bat at all. That's kind of how he was even on the team. Had some clutch hits, but was never anything that great. Wade seemed like he had a lot of upside, but I mean, this year kind of fell apart. Couldn't put it together. And then Clint Frazier obviously just had a ton of problems going on, and last year was just really bad. So we grade this an A, not an A minus, not an A plus, an A because it was a really good move. Not an A plus because it didn't really put us over the edge. Nothing. We just got rid of these guys. But it's an A. It's a good, clean A.
The next move we have is promoting Dylan Lawson. And along with promoting Dylan Lawson, that was getting rid of our hitting coach, Marcus Thames. Now, we don't know how much the hitting coach actually has an impact on the hitters. But me and Ryan, certainly last year, anytime the offense was struggling, we always resorted back to blaming Marcus Thames, the hitting coach. But Cashman got rid of him in the offseason, and he promoted Dylan Lawson, who was in the Yankees minor league system for the past 3 years. And the Yankees have had one of the best offenses this year.
Yes.
So, again, you don't know how much that correlates with the hitting coach, but all you can do is say that's awesome.
Yes, certainly. I think Dylan Lawson has been very, very good. It's all there is kind of to it. We give it an A, just because I really, really do like Dylan Lawson, but I do feel at times like, the runners in scoring position can be a little problematic at times. But they're leading in a lot of offensive categories, so you got to give credit where credit is due. And for that, we give this move an A.
Yes, the next big move we had, and probably the biggest so far, is the Twins trade. Now, we gave away Gio Urshela and Gary Sanchez, and we got Josh Donaldson, IKF, and Ben Rortvedt. Gio Urshela is putting together a solid season. He's been an above-average hitter. We know his defense is good. Gary Sanchez, he's been a below-average hitter. He's splitting time at DH and catching. I'm sure we're all happy that we are off the Gary Sanchez train. Josh Donaldson, we're still kind of waiting for him to break out. He's shown some potential. He's had some big moments, but he's been good defensively. IKF, we pretty much gotten what we've expected. And then Ben Rortvedt, we were hoping he was going to be the backup catcher, and he hasn't played a game this season because of injuries. So the biggest thing, and Ryan's going to talk about this, is that we're paying Josh Donaldson $25 million this year and the next, but overall, kind of in the middle.
Yeah, certainly, I think it's all in all a pretty fair trade. The Yankees needed to get rid of Gary Sanchez. So far, it's looked like it's paid out heavily this year for the Yankees. Gio Urshela, I think they kind of wanted to go in a different direction. And I believe the combination of DJ LeMahieu and Josh Donaldson has been better actually defensively than Gio Urshela, and I think Donaldson's been very good defensively. So LeMahieu getting some more time over there. IKF we did kind of get what we expected. The contact skills. We expected to get a little bit better defense. The errors have been a little bit of a problem, but he's been what we expected. And then, of course, Ben Rortvedt just seems like it hasn't worked out so far. He's been getting injured. The problem with this deal is Donaldson's how much money Donaldson's being paid. $25 million over the next 2 seasons. He might be making a little less this year, get a little more next year, but total $50 million over the next 2 seasons. That's a lot of money for a guy who only has 7 home runs this season. He looks like he's starting to regress. He still, had some big moments like Christian said. That money could have been, possibly spent elsewhere. But like Chris said, did have some big moments, had that walk off on opening day. So it is what it is. All in all, I think it's, a pretty fair trade at the end of the day. What puts it down a bit is the contract with Josh Donaldson, but I would give this a fair C.
The next move the Yankees made was re-signing Anthony Rizzo to a 2-year, $32 million deal with an opt-out after the first year. I think a lot of Yankee fans were kind of on edge about this move. Obviously, there was Freddie Freeman available. There was Matt Olson, which there was trade talks flying all over. But nevertheless, Anthony Rizzo has outperformed both of them this season. He's on pace to have his best year yet, hit over 40 home runs. And he has really surprised us all. A lot of props to Brian Cashman for believing in him.
Matt Olson was out there. Freddie Freeman would have had to spend a lot more money on getting a guy like Freddie Freeman. Going out there, giving up a lot of prospects to go out there and get a Matt Olson. But he went with Anthony Rizzo, and definitely the right choice. So I'd give this move an A+.
That's pretty fair. The next trade we have or move is Joely Rodriguez, who we traded to the Mets for Miguel Castro. We got Joely Rodriguez from the Rangers in the Joey Gallo trade at the deadline last year. And this happened right before the season. And it was kind of an interesting move, but it's panned out. Joely Rodriguez has a 4.50 ERA with the Mets, and Miguel Castro has a 3.51 ERA with the Yankees. And I would also say I think Castro has some better stuff. We've just seen him go through a little bit of a rough patch, but I definitely think the Yankees benefited on this one.
Well, first of all, I think Castro has a ton of upside, especially with us having Matt Blake as our pitching coach, could even develop and improve Castro even more. I mean, the guy's stuff is unreal. If he could put it together and get down the control issues, I mean, he would be one of the best relievers in the league. So he has a ton of potential. He's pitched fairly well. The 3.51 ERA, which is a lot better than Joely Rodriguez. He is a righty. Joely is a lefty. But at the end of the day, I mean, you're going to take the guy with a 3.51 ERA over the guy with a 4.50 ERA any day of the week. That has increased some chances, I guess, for Lutke. But, we do have Wandy in there. And, Chapman struggled heavily before he went on the disabled list. But, it looks like he, with a good outing yesterday, might be turning it around. So it is what it is. I would give this move a B+. I
think that's fair. The next move we have, big one, a trade for Jose Trevino with the Texas Rangers. We gave away Albert Abreu and Robbie Alstrom. I think that's how you pronounce it. And obviously we got Trevino. Albert Abreu got DFA'd by the Rangers about a month ago. And guess what team he's playing for now? The Yankees. He's actually doing pretty good. Robbie Alstrom In low A has a 4.5 ERA. So we'll see how that pans out. And Jose Trevino will likely go to the All-Star game. So what a move, and especially since Wortvet has been injured the whole season. I don't know what we would have done if we didn't make this move. Probably would have had to roll out Rob Brantley and Higgy. And with Higgy's struggles and a minor leaguer, who knows how much of a hole that position would be. But yeah, big move.
Yeah, I mean, I love my Robbie B, but not that much. I mean, what can you say about this move? I mean, this made Cashman look like Albert Einstein, how much of a genius he was in this move. I give this an A+, A++. I mean, he gave up literally nothing to get Jose Trevino, who has a very good chance at being an all-star this season. Been really good defensively, one of the best catchers defensively in the league. I think he's in the 100th percentile in frame rate, which the Yankees believe in a lot. He's been very, very good with the pitching staff, who's put up really good numbers this season. He's been exceptional. And getting an all-star catcher, hopefully, for basically Robbie Alstrom, who's in low A and has a 4.50 ERA. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And on top of that, getting Albert Abreu back, who's pitched pretty well so far for the Yankees. So this is exceptional. There's nothing short of amazing how great this deal was. Definitely made Cashman look like a genius, and I totally love this deal by Cashman. So
me too.
A++. Plus.
The final move we have, and I hate to end it on a bad note, but it is not extending Aaron Judge. As David Cohn said on his podcast at the beginning of the offseason, the number one priority this offseason for the Yankees should be extending Aaron Judge. He's your best player. He's the face of the franchise. And they could not get it done. In the Yankees and Brian Cashman's defense, they offered him a fair deal, $230 million. That's a lot of money for a guy who's 30 years old. But has a legitimate shot at hitting 60 home runs this year. He's a center fielder, so who knows how much he's going to be worth and if he'll stay in New York now.
Now, with the Yankees and, a lot of people around MLB, other GMs, other owners, stuff like that, they actually believe this was a very solid, fair offer for Aaron Judge. I believe that too. I think it was fair. The guy wanted to bet on himself. You can't blame him. I can't really blame Cashman for this. Cashman obviously would have offered him more money if he knew the guy was going to hit 60 plus home runs possibly, and, maybe win MVP. So he would have given him more money, but I can't really knock Cashman. I can't say it's bad. It's obviously not good. So I say it's C. You can't really grade this move in a sense. There's a lot of variables. In my opinion, this is really ungradable, to be honest with you, but we'll just give it a C. Average is average, just so it kind of offsets, I guess.
I think that's fair. And what's our final grade, Ryan?
All right. So far we're around the halfway point, this season. And so far, Brian Cashman's grade for the offseason moves he's made this year is a very, very good grade, and it is a B+.